Another thing that I do to prep for the new semester, new year, whatever, and or do during I should say do during the first week of it, because I don't can't do everything before the first day. But one thing I do is create my Flippity random name picker. Now, I love Flippity. I've talked about Flippity a lot, where it says flippity.net, and I love it because you have so much for free. So all of this here, it works with Google Sheets, and it has templates where you can just kind of plug and play and do what you need it to do. But my most used Flippity that I do is this Flippity random name picker. So I'll show you the demo here. And what this does is this name picker will randomly pick your names. So I have this fun wheel here. I use this in person or like for in-person classes when we had it, and I especially love it for distance learning where we have, you can spin the wheel, it's colorful, a name gets drawn, and I just really like it. With the wheel too, I like that it's you have the same chances each time the wheel is drawn. So it kind of keeps students on their toes a little bit that they can be picked more than once. They have lots of different ways we can look at names too. So you can have a single name and kind of go through names that way as well. I really like the lineup when I'm having everybody respond to a question. And what this started with 13, but I can go down here and I can go through this and I can see the students. I like using this one when I'm calling on all of the students so that they can see who's coming up and who's next. Kind of reduces that anxiety a little bit. And then I can make sure that I go through everybody as well. So I can kind of see and it will like circle through everybody in the class. The other thing that I like about this that doesn't have anything to do with random name picking necessarily is that it will randomly place students into groups. And so I have groups here. I can do groups of 2 or 3, 4, or 5. I can also do teams. So if I want to have 2 teams or 3 teams. And for all of these options, what's really, really awesome is that you have this puzzle piece here that will actually jigsaw it for you. So you can jigsaw the teams so that if you have them like a jigsaw reading 2 different articles or 3 different articles, you can make sure that they're speaking with people that have different articles in them or different sections of the text in them, and then put it back together in these groups. So this is just a really cool tool to have. So to set this up, I'm going to go back to Flippity, and I'm going to click on template. Now, when I click on template, it's going to force me to make a copy. And this is what I have. Now, it's really important that you do not mess with these blue columns here. If you mess with the blue columns, the code won't work and you can't use it. So I don't need photos. You can add in photos or have them put like emojis or I don't know, like whatever you want them to do. Or whatever, if you want to have like their photo displayed, you can do that as well. But I just concentrate on the names here. So how I do this is I go to my Google Classroom, and I'll start from the beginning here. I go under my classwork and I click on an assignment. So I have today's assignment, which is the Get to Know Me assignment. I'll click on View Assignment. And then I'm going to this this cogwheel in the right up here. And I'm going to click Copy All Grades to Google Sheets. Now, there are other ways to put out their names too. I just personally like doing it this way just because I think it's easy. And so once it's done loading, I'm going to highlight this column. You can also just copy on the column. I just don't feel like dealing with this top part here. So I'm just going to copy all the names and I'm just taking their first names. So I'd Control C. Then I go back over to my Google Sheet and I'm going to highlight these names here and get rid of them just because I like to double check, and then Control V and I paste my students in. So now that I have my students' names here, I have their first names. I like to go through and double check to see, if there's any duplicate names. Like I have 2 Natalie's, but they spell them differently. And so I can look, and I don't actually have any duplicate names this class or this period. So I can go in and change this if I need to add initials, or if I need to go and like Isabel, it goes by Izzy, so I can type in her nickname there or the name that, to honor the student there. There we go. I accidentally deleted Jacqueline there. Now, I'm going to go up here, and this is going to be period 2, so I'm going to change that in my title. And then I'm going to go to File and Publish to the web. So this makes sure that it works properly. So I need to publish this to the web. So click on Publish. I am going to click OK. And now I have it published. So now I can go to the second tab at the bottom here, and I'm going to click on this link. And there's all my students' names ready to go. One additional thing that I do to prep for this is I add it as a bookmark. Up here, you can see that I have multiple different folders. There's a video I created about like how to create these folders and how to organize these that I'll make sure is attached in the description below. So if you would like to go to it, or maybe I'll be fancy and add it to the end of this video. But I use this a lot in my classes. And so I just want really quick where I'm not having to open up the spreadsheet and then open up this. So I just like to bookmark this to where I need it. So that's just another thing that I do in order to get prepped for the school year.